I'm unhappy with what's going on in Ukraine. You might have just seen me tweeting with my boy out there with Keith Olbermann, who said, "Hey, Clay Travis, you finally found your home, the dictatorship of terrorist Russia, well done." And that's because a Russian TV segment, this is somebody else shared this, a Russian TV segment on transgender rights approvingly placed comments of Clay Travis on Fox News. And I responded to Keith what is the truth, which is, look, there are many people all over the world that agree with me that this makes absolutely no sense to allow biological men to compete against women in women's sports. And so, first of all, congrats to Keith Olbermann, who won the woke title. First title he's won in his life. He's now been retired, joined Jamel Hill in the Outkick Woke Bracket Challenge. And a question I asked is, and this is a question that everybody has to ask, do you believe biological men should compete against women and win titles in women's sports? I don't. And I don't care whether that's cited approvingly in Russia or not, or any other country in the world for that matter. The vast majority of American sports fans agree with me that biological men should not be competing against women. So I don't understand how it's some huge gotcha to have Russian television sharing segments where I make that argument, because I disagree with a lot of what any other country in the world is going to do. But if China was sharing my segment about biological men competing against women, I would agree with China on that issue that it shouldn't be happening. And I disagree with China on a whole host of issues. But I would agree with Chinese people probably on that one. Just because we disagree, this is one of the big challenges that's out there in the world today. There's this idea that if you agree with someone on something, it means that you agree with them on everything. No, they're all different. Look, ask my wife. She's been married to me for 18 years. Ask anybody who's been married out there. There's lots of things that married couples disagree on. Tons of things. Doesn't mean they can't be married. There's lots of things that I agree and disagree with, a variety of things that are going on around the world. But Russia, the fact that they agree with me, some Russians, probably the majority of Russians, that biological men shouldn't be competing against women, I agree with them on that, right? Same thing would be true of China. And I go after China all the time. Heck, I might agree with Kim Jong-un on that in North Korea. Doesn't mean we agree with a lot of other things. So they're trying to attack me as saying, oh, look, Russian television is playing a segment of Clay Travis talking about biological men competing against women, and they agree with him. Well, that doesn't change my position. Why should the fact that Russia agrees with me on this make me angry or somehow delegitimize me? This is a really unintelligent perspective. Again, China could agree with me on this. The majority of Chinese people probably do. Doesn't mean I agree with them on everything else. North Korea could agree with me on this. Doesn't mean I agree with them on everything else. And by the way, the vast majority of Americans agree with me on this, all right? Doesn't mean they agree with me on everything either. The attempt to tie you to a country based on one opinion that you may share together is a fallacy of the American left, and another reason why I believe Elon Musk and compatriots of his should buy Twitter. A couple of other things. This is fun, all right? I've been able, because we have basically gotten through a lot of sports that I watch, I've had a little bit more free time with college basketball ending. So I caught up. I've been watching Cobra Kai with my boys. Cobra Kai, I know I'm late on this because inevitably when I share something like, yeah, welcome to 2019, I'm busy, all right? I wish I had time to sit down and watch 4 seasons of a show like as they're legitimately happening, okay? I wasn't. I just caught up with Cobra Kai. My wife told me she thought I would like it. I've been watching it with my youngest boys. They love it. Cobra Kai has been out for a few years now. Yes, my endorsement is coming late. They're about to do the 5th season. I really like it. I mean, the conceit of the initial Cobra Kai was we're going to track down Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso 30 years after their initial fight that ended in the crane kick victory, spoiler alert, for Daniel LaRusso, for those of you who are really behind and haven't seen the original Karate Kid. And I've been watching it with my boys, and it is phenomenal. It is so much fun. I didn't believe that they would be able to create the depth that they have for the characters. Yes, it's a popcorn show. Yes, it's a cotton candy. Yes, it's fun. It's not some serious maudlin drama, but they have been able to do a really good job with it. And if you have young kids, and if you liked the original Karate Kid, if you're around my age, it's a lot of fun to share with your boys or girls. I think they will like it as well. Little bit salty language, but I still think, depending on what the rules are in your household, there's a good chance your kids will like it too. And if you're a teenager or you're watching this and you're looking for something fun to watch that's just going to be enjoyable, 30-minute shows, it is really, really fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. Speaking of dark and maudlin, I also caught up with Ozark, all right? Ozark, I believe the second 7 episodes are coming out on April 29th, and I'm now caught up. I've been watching Ozark, show set in Missouri, in the Ozarks, Lake of the Ozarks region, where you've got accountant. I don't need to give you the background on it. It's really good. I gave you like a popcorn and cotton candy, easy, relaxing, enjoyable show in Cobra Kai. You want an intense, dark, maudlin drama. I really like Ozark. It has been really good. The season 4 halfway point ending was fantastic. Don't want to give any spoilers. The season 3 ending to Ozark is one of the jaw-dropping moments in television, right up there with House of Cards. There's a few others where, man, that episode ends with such a staggering result. Want to give a shout-out to Kid Rock, who started his tour on the road, I believe somewhere in Indiana, with a message from President Trump. That was really enjoyable. I appreciate that there's enough country artists out there that are finally willing to acknowledge that they voted for Donald Trump. I feel like I'm the only person still almost in sports media who has been willing to acknowledge that he voted for Donald Trump. I did it in 2020. People were triggered by it. I will vote for him again in 2024 if he is the nominee against Joe Biden. Or we'll see what happens. I'm not sure that Biden is going to be running. I'm curious to see midterms here coming up.